From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. It's going to be a hot day for today. I mean, look, we have many alert days in front of us. We got the heat, we got the smoke, and more dangerous fire weather coming back a little bit later this week. Okay, the air quality has been very unhealthy this morning in Walla Walla. The worst air quality continues to be in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties, although it has been unhealthy for sensitive groups at times this morning for the Tri-Cities and Yakima. Temperature is not feeling half bad, 59 for the Tri-Cities, 58 in Yakima, 57 degrees in Ellensburg. This is, I would say, technically going to be the first day of this heat wave, as we'll be very close to 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities, technically going with 99, but it's going to be a hot to hazy / smoky kind of day out there, so it will be an alert day. And the haze and the smoke because of fires that are actively burning in the region. I'll step you through them coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now, the scope of destruction from the Lower Dry Creek fire comes into focus as multiple blazes continue scorching acres, where crews remain amid rising temperatures. And an armed and dangerous kidnapping suspect is still at large, where police believe he could possibly be. Plus, 3 children are dead after a crash in Mabton, the charges their father is facing this morning.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Tuesday morning, and we're glad you're joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Salas. Getting straight into our fire watch this morning, we're going to take it back over to Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth with the latest on all these fires. Josh, what have you been tracking?
Yeah, we're going to start off in Umatilla County, where the main one we're tracking is the Hagen fire, but there's this Paradise fire that's way to the east of Milton Freewater. It's 500 acres. No containment on this one. Then the Horse Ridge fire to the south of Duncan is about 600 acres, 10% contained. No evacuations with those, but there are evacuations with the Hagen fire. So take a closer look at this one. Burning to the south of Bingham Springs, to the east of Gibbon. It is just a little over 5,100 acres. There are active hotspots all over the place with this one. So there are level 3 go now evacuations in place for Bingham Springs to the south of there, to the east of Gibbon. Outside of that, level 2 be set. Outside of that, level 1 be ready. Remember, Umatilla County uses the zone system, so here are all the level 3 go now zones. Here are the zones that are under that level 2 be set evacuation. This is where you have to be packed, have to be ready to leave ASAP. And then the precautionary level 1 be ready evacuations. You can find all these zones posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. In order to know your zone in Umatilla County, go to protect.genesis.com/search. Okay, finally, we'll talk about the Lions Ferry fire that started on Friday morning in southwestern Whitman County. Some excellent progress has been made on this one. Now the containment up to 53%, and those level 2 go now evacuations have been reduced. So we're just seeing some precautionary level 1 be ready evacuations from Gordon down to Pataha, and the official text on that would be from Hooper to Fleming Road. But for more information on all these fires, send it back to Zoe.
All right, thank you, Josh. Back on over to that first fire you were just talking about, where the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office says emergency shelter is available to residents impacted by the Hagen fire in Umatilla County. Blue Mountain Community College is located at 2411 Northwest Carden Avenue in Pendleton. Officials say the fire has been burning along Bingham Road with no reported structures lost. Officials add that aerial operations are being hampered due to smoke and visibility. Because of the remote nature of the affected areas, residents are being asked to remain extremely vigilant and proactively monitor surrounding fire activity, as conditions can change rapidly and unpredictably. Officials say the Paradise fire impacting Wallowa, Columbia, Walla Walla, and Umatilla counties is showing moderate activity. The fire ignited just after 12:30 p.m. last Thursday, and crews have been working to clear roads of brush and prepare the surfaces of roads for fire traffic. Officials say aerial support is slowing the spread and intensity. Meanwhile, the Horse Ridge fire is seeing progress and containment, as officials say crews are holding the fire along Road 050. Firefighters are also strengthening containment lines in the area. Moving into the Lions Ferry fire, which is impacting Adams, Whitman, and Franklin counties and has seen more evacuations lowered. The fire broke out last Thursday as well, and crews continue to work to strengthen containment lines. Officials say some resources from the Neff Jones, Devil's Canyon, and Wallace Walker fires will be transferred to the Lions Ferry fire, and so far, no reports of structures have been lost. And after burning down 6 homes and scorching 8,000 acres of land, the Lower Dry Creek fire is finally out. This fire also destroyed an estimated 40 outbuildings and several power lines, all just south of Milton Freewater. Crews are now working to restore power to the area and clean up after the fire, where several roads are still closed in order to give crews enough room to work.
The fire is out. We don't have complete confidence that we shouldn't have any flare-ups in that area, but weather is unstable at this time of the year, so we're still making regular visits to the area just to try to make sure that the fire is out and remains that way.
All evacuation orders are lifted, and streets that are closed are only open to local traffic and utilities crews. To your crime alert this morning, there was 3 children ages 11, 10, and 2 who died after a 2-vehicle car accident in Mabton that occurred on Green Valley Road and Snipes Pump Road. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office says the accident was on Saturday around 10 p.m. The Sheriff's Office says that when law enforcement arrived on scene, the fire department and medics were already there, and they learned that 3 children had been ejected from the vehicle during this collision and had died. The driver of the car was their father, German Gonzalez, who was hospitalized along with their mother, who was a passenger in the car. After being hospitalized, the father was arrested for 3 counts of vehicular homicide. Here's what an official is saying about the cause.
The driver of the vehicle that had the children in it failed to stop at the stop sign, and there was another vehicle who did not need to stop, ran right into them.
The Sheriff's Office also says they believe intoxicants of some sort were involved. Bail has been set at $10,000, according to the Sheriff's Office. The other people involved in the other car were not hospitalized and were only treated at the scene for their injuries. Officials say a suspect was involved in a road rage incident in Yakima County. This escalated into multiple hit and runs. A pursuit followed, reaching speeds more than 100 miles per hour on eastbound I-82. Units deployed spike strips at several locations along the interstate, and the suspect finally lost control near mile marker 105, where the vehicle rolled into the median. He was transported for evaluation, and custody was transferred to the Washington State Patrol. Following up here on a manhunt that has been on to find the man who officials say took a 4-year-old girl. This sparked an Amber Alert over the weekend, where authorities tell us he should be considered armed and dangerous. The Amber Alert went out Saturday for the abduction of Grace Sussmilch in Kennewick. After an all-day SWAT standoff on Conway Place Saturday, officials say they found her safe early Sunday morning in Pasco. But law enforcement is still looking for the man they believe took her. 41-year-old Matthew Sussmilch. He is wanted on allegations of first-degree kidnapping, second-degree assault, and threats to kill.
The peaceful resolution of this is what we're looking for, but we do have resources dedicated to finding him, and understand that we believe he is still in the area. So take responsibility, come forward, and turn yourself in.
Sussmilch was last seen Saturday morning in Kennewick at the apartment complex on Conway. Officials believe he may still be in the Tri-Cities area. If you see him, police say do not approach him, just call 911. Also, cleanup is now officially underway for what many call the Horror House on Pullen Street in Richland. The house recently caught fire, burning tons of junk in the backyard. This cleanup operation is expected to last a couple of days as the community urges the removal of all junk to ensure a safer environment. There were ladders, barbed wire, tables, and lots of plywood that were being picked up from one excavator. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, after 10 nights of the U.S. attacking Iran, what Iran-backed militants are now threatening. And when we return, we are looking at some high temperatures this week again, smoke in the air, alert days ahead, and we are in one currently as of now. So when we return, everything you need to know in your area when we come back.
Where you been, Hank? Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and J.D. Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
Ready to move to the music and savor the munchies? Join Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for the 9th Annual Music and Munchies, Saturday, September 19th at the Reach Museum in Richland. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Tap your toes to live music, taste local bites, and bid in the silent auction. Presented by Tri-County Partners and Peton Wealth. Every bite and every beat helps build safe, affordable homes. See you under the stars.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. We've got coverage no matter where we're at.
America's best network meets off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. And right now, keep the phone you love, and we'll pay it off up to $800 when you switch.
Better service, better price, win-win.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and J.D. Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're now stepping into this heat wave. I've tacked on Friday. Yesterday I was saying Tuesday through Thursday. Now it looks like Fridays are going to be pretty hot as well. We'll tell you about that in just a second. But first for today, going to be in the low 90s in the Yakima Valley by lunchtime, and then mid to upper 90s for the hottest part of the day. So we're looking at 97 for Yakima, 99 for the Tri-Cities, 101 for the Hanford site, and mid 90s for the Blue Foothills. For tonight, a lot of us are going to have a hard time dipping below 70. In fact, Walla Walla going with an overnight low of 71, so that doesn't really allow us to cool off overnight. And then the heat coming back with vengeance for tomorrow. 102 for the Tri-Cities, 103 for Sunnyside, 101 in Yakima. Pretty much it's going to be copy-paste for Thursday as well. Friday, still going to be pretty hot, similar to what we'll see for today. And then finally some relief, at least from the heat, as we head into this weekend. Here's how to prep for the extreme heat. Plan cooling options, identify cooling centers, check cooling systems, stock hydration supplies, and no heat risk, especially the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion, which I'll explain the difference between those two coming up in the next half hour. But if the forecast just had heat, like that would be enough, right? But we're also dealing with smoke. We're dealing with fire concerns towards the end of this week. Talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
President Trump is looking for revenge. The U.S. attacking Iran for another night after 3 American soldiers were killed over the weekend. ABC's Karen Wall reports.
Good morning. President Trump warns Iran will pay many times over for every American soldier killed. The U.S. attacking Iran for the 10th straight night. President Trump vowing to retaliate after 3 American soldiers were killed over the weekend. 2 of them died after Iran attacked a U.S. base in Jordan. 19-year-old Private Isabella Gonzalez and 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan. Human remains found are likely those of a 3rd missing service member, still unidentified. According to the Pentagon, nearly 100 soldiers have been injured since fighting resumed in early July. Overnight, Iran hit a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, forcing its crew to abandon the ship. Now, the Houthis in Yemen, a militant group backed by Iran, are threatening to block Saudi ships from passing through the Red Sea.
It's hard to know how long these escalations could last, but very much gasoline and diesel prices are connected to developments between the U.S. and Iran and Russia and Ukraine.
And while traffic is still stalled in the Strait of Hormuz, average gas prices here at home are back up to $4 a gallon.
Even though the U.S. and Iran continue fighting, diplomacy is still on the table. All right, when we return here on Good Morning Northwest, switching gears, and we're going to be joined with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. We're looking at very high temperatures today and the rest of the week. Everything you need to know to get this Tuesday started for you when we return on the other end of the break.
Ready, set, summer with the Honda Summer Event. With available features like all-terrain tires, off-road tuned suspension, and Trail Watch. Honda has all you need to get summer ready as the most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. Right now, you can get at 1.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline.
You get hurt in a car wreck, and all of a sudden, you feel like there's a black cloud hanging over your life. You're in pain, and the insurance company doesn't want to pay. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales. I have the power of more. Don't take that first offer when I can get you more, much more than they want to pay. And why go to court if you don't have to? And when they find out the heavy hitters on your side, well, you know, blue skies. Injured? Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, because helping you is what I do.
Call 853-2222.
Bath Planet brings life back to your bathroom with expert remodeling, custom designs, fast installation, and right now, save $1,000. Call for a free estimate today, 509-851-0669.
Amanda McKinney is the conservative fighter Central Washington needs. She led the fight to protect Central Washington's water supply, standing up to the bureaucrats threatening farmers and businesses. And when it comes to protecting taxpayers, Amanda McKinney is as tough as they come. She uncovered millions in government fraud, and in Congress, she'll do the same. August 4th, vote Trump-endorsed Amanda McKinney. American Mission is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts and C-Bombs proudly award Cataly a new bike.
Well, this girl does not sit still, so I'm sure she is going to be enjoying her summer with her brand new bike.
To learn more, click on Bikes for Tykes at applevalleynewsnow.com.
This time of year, dangerous storms pop up, bringing rain, wind, and lightning.
And many times, that lightning causes wildfires, some of which change lives forever.
This is just one reason to trust First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
With cutting-edge technology and the experience of our team, trust us to help keep your family safe this wildfire season.
On air, online, and mobile with our First Alert Weather app.
First Alert Weather.
Only one station.
Apple Valley News Now, always on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
All right, many alert days in front of us for heat, for smoke, and for fires. We start off by talking about the smoke, which at least over the next 48 hours is going to continue to be a problem. It's a big problem right now in Walla Walla, where the air quality is very unhealthy. The worst air quality will continue to be in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. We put all this into motion. There's another smoke plume that's to the north of us. We'll watch how this one sinks down a little bit later in the day. That could bring air quality values down here in the Tri-Cities. And you see just kind of a hodgepodge of smoke across the area by this evening. And then into tomorrow, it does look like we'll have some thinning of the smoke for the Cascades and also for the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys, and hopefully that trend will continue as we head into Thursday and then beyond. Here's what to do during bouts of poor air quality. Stay indoors if you can help it. Wear protective masks, especially that N95, KN95. Use clean air filters and watch for symptoms, especially if you suffer from a pre-existing respiratory illness. Okay, and then we're tracking the potential for additional fires to pop up a little bit later in the week because of some big-time lightning chances or because of lightning chances that are big enough. Now, look, there is a little chance that we could see some thunderstorms for tomorrow, specifically for the Kittitas-Yakima Valley and for the Cascades, but the much better chances for lightning going to be as we head into Thursday. And so that sets the stage for this. Alert days possible from Thursday through Saturday. We can see lightning fires, holdover fires, or human-caused fires as well. The vegetation dryness for Thursday through Saturday, extremely dry. So peak fire season kind of stuff out there. And then those lightning chances pivoting a little bit for Thursday, but hitting that key 20% threshold for the Blue Mountains. So lightning fire is going to be possible. Again, this is eerily similar to the setup that we saw for last week. The holdover fires that we could see on Friday could spread very quickly because of the wind gust in the forecast. It's going to actually be a little bit more gusty for Saturday, so that's why we can't rule out some human-caused fires as well. A little bit of variety. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A dog days of summer kind of week with heat, smoky skies, and dangerous fire weather. In Yakima, highs surpassing 100 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. And then for Ellensburg, lightning chances and winds picking up fire concerns later in the week. For Hermiston, can't rule out a stray thunderstorm for Thursday, otherwise a hot and hazy to smoky week. And then for Walla Walla, combination of heat, hazy and smoky skies, and dangerous fire weather this week.
All right, Josh. Well, if anyone even looked outside yesterday, they could see how smoky the air was. Are we going to see any clear up today, you think, or probably the same?
It does look like tomorrow we could see a little bit of thinning of the smoke, but you know, there's that saying like you don't have to be a weatherman to tell which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a weatherman to tell there's fires in the area.
Right, exactly. All right, well, still ahead here. When we return, switching gears as a surfing classic hits the big screen again. A rising star lands a buzzy new role, and is there new music from Jimmy Buffett on the way? We'll find out. We've got your entertainment news when we come back.
The temperature's hot, and so are the deals during the July celebration. Now at Overturf Kia in Pasco, a great selection of hybrid vehicles, including Sportage, Sorento, as well as Telluride, are in stock and ready for summer adventures. Test drive a 2026 Kia Sorento EX Hybrid with advanced safety features with an EPA combined fuel economy rating of 34 mpg. Priced at just $38,733. Overturf Kia, just south of Highway I-182 at the Road 100 Broadmoor Boulevard exit on St. Thomas Drive in Pasco.
Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sam Strebel provides the full spectrum of orthopedic care.
A lot of times when I talk to patients, they're in so much pain that they can't do their hobbies. We can use the machine to balance the knee before we make any bony resections, and then that will hopefully translate to a faster recovery and a better, more natural feeling knee.
To learn more about services including robotic joint replacement at Prosser Orthopedic Center, visit prosserhealth.org.
It's almost time for Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart. Thousands will win Old Trapper Kippered beef sticks just by matching their ending number. Plus, buy them for just $1.79 with Tuesday-only pricing. Match your entire number, and you'll win other great items, including a Hydroforce raft set. Make sure your favorite Buy Mart is marked as your home store, making it possible for you to win with your entire number. Thousands win every Tuesday on Lucky Number Tuesday, only at Buy Mart, where you just match and win.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow, and Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose, and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
Welcome back. Your entertainment news this morning. There's a remastered classic returning to theaters, and a star-studded true crime series is in the works.
Yeah, so here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a state of mind. It's that place where you lose yourself and you find yourself.
Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze are back in Point Break. The classic surfing heist flick returns to theaters August 16th and 19th only, remastered for its 35th anniversary, with an intro from surfing legend Matt Archbold, who helped teach the cast to surf. More info at fathomentertainment.com.
We couldn't have been in better hands.
Louis Pullman is staying busy. The actor, whose upcoming projects include Avengers Doomsday and Spaceballs the New One, has joined the Apple TV series Guilty Creatures opposite Julia Garner. It's based on a true crime book with a juicy title, Guilty Creatures, Sex, God, and Murder in Tallahassee, Florida.
Changes in latitude, changes in attitude, nothing remains quite the same.
Parrot heads, take heart. The Coral Reefer Band is keeping Jimmy Buffett's legacy alive. Longtime collaborator Mac McAnally tells Billboard a posthumous album is on the way with, for the most part, things that have never been out. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer died in 2023 at the age of 76. No title or release date yet for the album. Wasting away again in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're wondering how Josh starts his morning driving to work, he listened to Margaritaville this morning.
Okay, that's one song. I'm not a Parrothead. I listen to one song, and it's easy.
No, but I love that. That's like the song you're driving to work at what, like 2 in the morning?
Well, I was actually forecasting. I was like looking at the smoke.
Oh, okay. So while you're working, see, all vibes.
Listen while you work.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, still ahead here when we return. On Good Morning Northwest, there was gunfire in Sunnyside that left one person dead and a police officer wounded. How a confrontation with a wanted suspect turned fatal. Plus, Connell is on a mission to rebuild after a major job loss hit the community in 2024. Who city leaders are partnering with to develop no tax incentives when we return on Good Morning Northwest.
Bath Planet brings life back to your bathroom with expert remodeling, custom designs, fast installation, and right now, save $1,000. Call for a free estimate today, 509-851-0669.
Struggling with digestive issues? At Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center, board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Amber Sharon helps uncover real answers close to home. Advanced testing services include anorectal manometry and drug-free biofeedback for chronic constipation and bloating, Bravo pH testing for heartburn, and esophageal manometry to diagnose swallowing problems. Restore your quality of life. Talk to your primary care provider or gastroenterologist about a referral, or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Here in Central Washington, we believe leaders should stand by their principles. But too often, Republicans campaign as conservatives only to lose their way once they're elected. I'm Jared Sessler, and I've been consistent from the start, which is why you gave me a decisive victory in the last primary. Public service isn't a career ladder. I'm here to serve you. President Trump has worked hard for the American people, but he needs strong allies in Congress. So vote for the conservative we deserve. I'm Jared Sessler. I approve this message, and I'll protect your wallet.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well.
Jardiance. It's the little pill with a big story to tell.
As time went on, it was easy to see.
I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell. The little pill with a big story to tell.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning, and thank you for choosing Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Solis. Your time right now is 6:30, and we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert as it is still an alert day today. Josh, what can we expect out there?
We can expect it to be hot and hazy / smoky, kind of depending on your proximity to the fires, and more dangerous fire weather are going to roll back around a little bit later this week. All morning, poor Walla Walla and Tollgate have been under the air quality that has at least been unhealthy. It's very unhealthy right now. So the worst air quality continues to be in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. At times, it's been unhealthy for sensitive groups in the Tri-Cities and Yakima. Temperature's not feeling half bad out there. 59 for the Tri-Cities, 63 in Walla Walla, and 58 degrees in Yakima. A little bit later today, we're going to end up in the mid-90s. So not touching 100 today in Yakima, but we'll be very close to that in the Tri-Cities. Thus, the alert day because of the heat and because of some of the haze and smoke because of the fires that are burning on the map. So we start off in Umatilla County. The main one we're concerned about would be the Hagen fire. This one has evacuations. The Horse Ridge fire to the south of Duncan does not have evacuations. The Paradise fire to the east of Walla Walla also does not have evacuations, but those are both active fires. We're keeping a close eye on them, but let's take a closer look at this Hagen fire, which is now just over 5,100 acres. No word on containment, but just based on all the active hotspots on this map, I would have to guess that there's probably 0% containment right now. And there are evacuations in place. We saw expanded level 3 go now evacuations last night. So Bingham Springs to the south of there, to the east of Gibbon, that's where you should have left last evening. But you see the level 2 be set evacuations beyond that. And then beyond that, we have the level 1 be ready evacuation. So Umatilla County uses the zone system for evacuations. These are the level 3 zones. These are the zones where you need to be packed and you need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Then these are the level 1, the precautionary, be ready evacuations. You can find all these zones posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. And it doesn't mean anything if you don't know your zone. So for Umatilla County, to know your zone, go to protect.genesis.com/search. Okay, we now bounce up to Whitman County. The Lions Ferry fire, which exploded last Friday morning, is now in a really good spot. 53% contained, not really seeing any active hotspots or no notable active hotspots on this fire's perimeter, and the evacuations have been downgraded as well. Just precautionary, level 1 be ready evacuations from Gordon all the way down to Petaha, and the official verbiage on that would be from Hooper to Fleming Road. But we'll have a lot more to say about all these fires coming up a little bit later in the show.
Into your crime alert this morning, there was one person dead and an officer shot Saturday night in Sunnyside. This happened just after 8 o'clock by Nikolai Avenue and Carnation Drive, where officers responded to the area after being notified a wanted person had been spotted. Sunnyside PD said there was an exchange of gunfire between the wanted person and responding officers. One officer was hit and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, according to Sunnyside PD. The wanted man had died at the scene, and his identity has not yet been released. The investigation has been handed over to the Yakima County Special Investigations Unit. Into Franklin County, the city of Canal is working to attract new businesses and create jobs as leaders look to spur economic growth in their community. Officials say job creation has continued to be a big focus ever since one of the community's largest employers, Lamb Weston, closed in Canal plant in 2024. City leaders say they're working with the Port of Pasco, the Connell Chamber of Commerce, and other partners to market the city as well as develop tax incentive packages to help replace the hundreds of jobs that were lost. Into Kennewick, Lutheran Community Services Northwest has moved into a larger trauma-informed facility on Canal Drive. This is giving the nonprofit room to expand services and reduce wait times for families seeking help. This new center features expanded counseling space, including 8 therapy rooms designed to offer same-day appointments for some families. Officials say the building's trauma-informed design uses natural lighting, wider hallways, and calming spaces to help children and teens feel more comfortable from the moment they walk through that door. A community grand opening and ribbon cutting is planned for August 5th, and organizers say everyone is invited to attend. The city of Echo in Oregon is planning for future growth with new developments that could bring home more new homes, businesses, and jobs to the community. City leaders say a new development south of town could eventually bring 80 new homes. This project will be built in phases, with the first 29 homes planned over the next couple of years, as the city works to ensure it has the water and sewer capacity to support future growth. Officials also say plans for a separate 300-acre development near I-84 could eventually include more housing, commercial development, and industrial uses. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, when we return, a Tri-Cities racing tradition continues. The event drawing competitors from across North America right here to Columbia Park. And your time right now is 6:36, taking a live look out into Kennewick this morning. It's looking like a beautiful sunrise, but if you can't tell, you can't really see it because of all the smoke in the air. So more with the conditions on that when we return, as it is an alert day today and throughout pretty much the rest of the week. Find out more when we return on Good Morning Northwest.
Bottom of the ninth. This is the dream.
What a shot!
Protect your family's dreams under our roof. Bundle life and save on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
First. At Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. We're delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through July 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air.
Listen to the heartbeat of America.
Whatever your day calls for, there's a Chevy to take it on. Trucks strong enough to handle the job. SUVs to bring out your best and bring everyone along. And value where it counts.
Right now, get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models with no monthly payments for 90 days. See your community Chevy dealers.
This is real life. This is also real life for those who shopped at Fred's Appliance. At Fred's Appliance, we don't do gimmicks, just clean laundry and everyday low prices. Right now, all laundry is on sale from GE, LG, Maytag, and more. Save big on top load and front load washers and dryers. We're here whenever you need us. Shop the largest supply of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region, only at your local Fred's Appliance.
Bottom of the ninth. This is the dream.
What a shot!
Protect your family's dreams under our roof. Bundle life and save on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
911, where's your emergency? There's a body ejected, huge accident.
And there's so much blood.
Recently, Apple Valley News Now was honored as a regional Edward R. Murrow winner for investigative reporting in the case of a Washington State trooper and if she received preferential treatment.
In terms of a red flag, how would you kind of feel about that?
That one bothers me a lot. Being honored for journalistic excellence is important, but knowing we're asking questions you want answered is how our team is on your side. Thanks for watching Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's going to be hot over the next handful of days. Wednesday and Thursday are definitely going to be the hottest days this week. But for today, going to be in the low 90s as soon as lunchtime and then up around 100 degrees for the hottest part of the day. So I'm going with 99 technically, officially in the Tri-Cities. 97 for Yakima and for Ellensburg, mid-90s up and down the Blue Foothills. But for tomorrow, here we go, breaking triple digits. 102 for the Tri-Cities, 102 for Hermiston, 101 in Yakima, 100 degrees for Walla Walla. Like I said, the peak of this is going to be Wednesday and Thursday. After that, should be cooler, although it's not going to be cool out there. Okay, now let's talk about the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. This is very important. This could save someone's life over the next handful of days. A lot of different, you see differences point to point here, but it's the sweating. With one, you sweat with heat exhaustion, you don't sweat with heat stroke. And then your skin is going to be cool, pale, and clammy with heat exhaustion. It's going to be red, hot, and dry with heat stroke. So here's the call to action for both. Very different, okay? For heat exhaustion, get to a cooler place with AC. Drink water if fully conscious. Take a cool shower, use a cool compress. For heat stroke, you have to call 911 ASAP, move a person to a cooler place, and don't give anything to drink. It's too late at that point. You need fluids. You need like IV fluids at that point. So that's one risk we're dealing with for this week. Another would be for the smoke, the bad air quality. Another would be the risk for more fires to spark up a little bit later this week. We'll talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
More than 650 remote-controlled hydroplanes are racing this week at Columbia Park in Kennewick, and these boats hit up to 70 miles an hour. The NAMBA Nationals draw competitors from across the U.S. and Canada every summer. For many racers, the competition is secondary to something bigger, a multi-generation tradition. This dates back nearly 50 years in the Tri-Cities. Still to come here on Good Morning Northwest, we have made it. We are here for your morning sprint. Everything you need to know going into this Tuesday, as well as the alert day that is ahead of us that we are currently in. If you take a look out to the sky cam right here in Yakima, you can see just how smoky the air is right now. So more on that when we return after this.
Maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Get this exceptional offer on 2026 Cadillac Optiq models. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
If you suffer from chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine.
Huh. Today hasn't been a headache day.
Botox treatments are 4 times a year.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 96% would tell friends to discuss Botox with a doctor. Chronic migraine may still impact you.
Talk to your doctor about Botox.
Struggling with heartburn or reflux? At Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center, Dr. Amber Sharon and our experienced team offer Bravo pH testing to help get real answers. This minimally invasive test measures acidity levels in your esophagus using a small wireless capsule. Bravo pH testing can help your provider better understand your symptoms and create a treatment plan tailored to your needs. Ask your provider for a referral to Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center. Call 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts and C-Bombs proudly award Cataly a new bike.
Well, this girl does not sit still, so I'm sure she is going to be enjoying her summer with her brand new bike.
To learn more, click on Bikes for Tykes at applevalleynewsnow.com.
auto maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. All right, we established that the heat is going to be dangerous, but the smoke could be dangerous over the coming days as well. The air quality as we speak is very unhealthy in Walla Walla. So if you don't have to go outdoors right now, I would highly recommend that option. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast surface smoke. I'm thinking that the worst air quality today will continue to be in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. But there is this plume towards the north of us that is very interesting. I think later today, as that starts to seep down towards the south, we could start to see air quality values going down in the Tri-Cities, for Yakima, for Ellensburg as well. Just kind of a hodgepodge smoke all over the map as we head into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. But the wind gusts starting to pick up a little bit more into Wednesday. You see some of those winds starting to clear out the smoke, not totally clearing it out, but thinning it out a little bit into Wednesday. Hopefully that trend can continue into Thursday. Here's what to do during bouts of poor air quality. Stay indoors. That's the best option. But if you have to go outdoors, wear a protective mask, especially the N95 or the KN95. Use clean air. Watch for symptoms, especially if you suffer from a pre-existing respiratory illness. You can find this list posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. To add insult to injury, we could see additional fires sparking up a little bit later in the week. Alert days possible from Thursday through Saturday, as the setup is very similar to what we saw for last week. Okay, extremely dry for lower elevations for the Cascades, for the Northern Blues. We have some monsoonal moisture that's going to work back in here for Thursday. Those best thunderstorm chances have shifted back to the Blues. Again, that key lightning chance threshold of 20%. So we could see some lightning fires, some holdover fires into Friday. And again, just like the sequence for last week, the day afterwards is going to be gusty, so those holdover fires would have the tendency to spread quickly. It's going to be another gusty and extremely dry day for Saturday, so we can't rule out human-caused fires as well. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, a dog days of summer kind of week with heat, smoky skies, and dangerous fire weather. In Yakima, highs surpassing 100 degrees Wednesday and Thursday, and then in Ellensburg, lightning chances and winds picking up fire concerns later in the week. For Hermiston, can't rule out a stray thunderstorm for Thursday, otherwise a hot and hazy to smoky week. Finally, for Walla Walla, a combination of heat, hazy and smoky skies, and dangerous fire weather for the next 5 days at least. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, middle-aged and unemployed.
I'm 52 and I can't get a job and the money's running out. And I'm frightened.
After decades working in fashion and media, Stacey Duguid found herself in a vulnerable place, over 50 and unemployed. Government data shows women between the ages of 55 and 64 are on the job hunt for an average of about 2 months longer than women ages 25 to 44.
I made a promise myself to send out 10 applications per week. You're being ghosted whilst you're sort of watching your savings trickle down.
Experts say networking in person can potentially help turn the tide for women struggling to find work.
One of the best ways you can get yourself to the top of the stack is through connections and through networking.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the tips you need to navigate the job market at any age. With your GMA First Look, I'm Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within. so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
The White House is working to upgrade the Qatar jet that has newly started serving as Air Force One. That move comes after administration officials internally discussed the need for President Trump to avoid flying it in high-threat areas. According to two sources familiar with the matter, the extent of the security upgrades is unclear. He used the plane for his flight to Turkey earlier this month, but chose to take an older presidential plane back when he returned home. Into business news, on Monday, a judge put the brakes on the Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery merger. The judge issued a temporary restraining order for 2 weeks, preventing the companies from closing the deal this month. Attorneys general from 12 states filed a lawsuit claiming the merger violates antitrust law. The states will now seek a preliminary injunction, which could freeze the merger for months. The judge has set a hearing for August 3rd to consider the injunction. Also, President Trump has imposed a new 50% tariff on Canada, threatening a trade war with the United States' second top trading partner. Trump is invoking a 19-30 trade law to impose the tariff. The law allows a president to tariff goods up to 50% without congressional approval when a country is believed to be discriminating against American goods. However, the law has never been applied this way prior. The tariffs won't take effect for 30 days.
Alrighty, in your Fire Watch 4 this morning, we start off in Umatilla County, where we have multiple large fires, but the one we mainly want to focus on will be the Hagen fire. But just know we're keeping a close eye on the Paradise fire to the east of Walla Walla, the Duncan fire to the south of, the Horse Ridge fire to the south of Duncan. So those have very minimal containment on them. They are active. They don't have evacuations, but there are evacuations in place with the Hagen fire, which is just above 5,100 acres. No, it doesn't look like there's any containment on this, just given we have so many active hotspots all around this fire's perimeter. And we did see level 3 go now. Evacuations expanded towards the south and towards the east last night. So this would include Bingham Springs to the south there, to the east of Gibbon. Outside of that, level 2 be set evacuations. Outside of that, level 1 be ready evacuations. Umatilla County uses the zone system. So here are all the zones that are in that level 3 go now evacuation. Here are all the zones in the level 2B set evacuation. This is where you have to be packed, ready to leave at a moment's notice. And then these are the level 1B ready evacuations. So you can find all the zones posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. It doesn't mean a thing if you don't know your zone. So to know your zone in Umatilla County, go to protect.genesis.com/search. Okay. Finally, wanted to talk about the Lyons Ferry fire, which exploded in growth on Friday morning in southwestern Whitman County. Not really seeing any notable active hotspots at this point. Containment up to 53%, so that is a very good sign. And those evacuations have been reduced to just level 1 be ready from Gordon down to Petaha. With more information on these fires, let's send it back to Zoe.
All right, thank you, Josh. Getting into your top 5 local here. Firstly, there were 3 children aged 11, 10, and 2 who died after a 2-vehicle car accident in Mabton that occurred on Green Valley Road and Snipes Pump Road on Saturday. The sheriff's office says when law enforcement arrived on scene, they learned the children had died after being ejected from the vehicle. The driver of the car was their father, German Gonzalez Verdizcuco, who was hospitalized along with their mother, who was a passenger in the car. After being hospitalized, the father was arrested for 3 counts of vehicular homicide. The sheriff's office says they believe intoxicants of some sort were involved. 1 person is dead and an officer was shot Saturday night in Sunnyside. This happened after just 8 o'clock by Nikolai Avenue and Carnation Drive, where officers responded to the area after being notified a wanted person had been spotted. Sunnyside PD said there was an exchange of gunfire between the wanted person and responding officers. 1 officer was hit and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, according to Sunnyside PD, and the wanted man had died at the scene. More on those fires that Josh was just talking about. The Umatilla County Sheriff's Office says emergency shelter is available to residents impacted by the Hagen fire in Umatilla County. Blue Mountain Community College is located at 2411 Northwest Cardin Avenue in Pendleton. Officials say the fire has been burning along Bingham Road with no reported structures lost. They also add that aerial operations are being hampered due to smoke and visibility. And after burning down 6 homes and scorching 8,000 acres of land, the Lower Dry Creek fire is finally put out. The fire also destroyed an estimated 40 outbuildings and several power lines, all just south of Milton Freewater. Crews are now working to restore power to the area and clean up after the fire. Several roads are still closed at this time in order to give crews enough room to work. All evacuation orders have been lifted. Cleanup is now officially underway for what many call the Hoarder House on Pullen Street in Richland. The house recently caught fire, burning tons of junk in the backyard. This cleanup operation is expected to last a couple of days as the community urges the removal of all junk to ensure a safer environment. Ladders, barbed wire, tables, and lots of plywood are just some of the materials that are being picked up from one excavator. And into what's trending this morning, AMC says it brought in record revenue last quarter.
Yeah, the movie theater chain says its second quarter total was almost $1.6 billion. That's the highest in its more than century-long history.
AMC CEO attributes that the growth to premium theaters and offerings as well as blockbuster hits.
It's because of Obsession, it's because of Back Rooms, and I stand by that.
Because there's been good movies out there.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Okay, I'll tell you what's not good. The air quality right now, especially in Walla Walla, it is very unhealthy. You never want to see that ugly purple color on this graphic. So the worst air quality continues to be in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. It's going to be that way, I think, for most of today. This temperature's not too bad out there, 50s and 60s across the map, but it will be a hot one. This is going to be the first day of our heat wave, very close to 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities, and we are expecting some reductions in air quality. Later this week, to add insult to injury, could have some more dangerous fire weather with lightning fires, holdover fires. So this is a summer's week, folks. We're getting into the thick of it now.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, hopefully everyone out there, you have a safe day. Maybe stay inside. Take that opportunity, I don't know. But thank you so much for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always catch everything on our website.
Yeah, stay tuned for Good Morning America, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day.